Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandragon's Cave. Today we are gonna be drawing Inktober 52 and the prompt is Hellboy. Hellboy is a comic character, demon-like, beast-like, and the creator of this character and comic is called Mike Mignola. Today I fancy doing. I'm not very versed in the Hellboy universe, let's say. I watched the movies, I read a little bit of the comics, I seen a lot of illustrations and work from Mike Mignola, but I don't want to focus to talk about the character today or the artist today. I want to do a how-to draw a Hellboy cartoon, Hellboy caricature, or Hellboy in my own style. So basically, we have some clues of Hellboy. No, we have some keywords for Hellboy. Basically, he's a half demon. He's man-looking. He has two massive horns that they are cut, and the right hand is like very big, like a glove. Okay, like in Marvel Multiverse, we have the Thanos gauntlet, things like this. Okay, so he basically is a demon that is good. Okay, and it's helping. There is kind of a department, a paranormal department, like investigators, that they work to fight against the evil and against other monsters. And Hellboy is basically the brute force in charge of going into the place and with his massive gun and with his strength to basically destroy the enemy. And we want to kind of show that. I don't want to copy a character, something like that. Okay, I want to do a how-to. Okay, so if we think about this demon-like, we have this space today to work. I'm gonna be drawing in red because red is his trademark color. He is in red with a kind of a trench coat, kind of grayish, brownish, that we will be drawing as well, some sort of coat. Okay, so let's try to do a demon. I want to do a small head here because I want to emphasize in how big he may be. So I would start. You can go now, pause the video, take a pencil, red pencil if you can, or black pencil if you can, and follow along. Okay, try to do the same I'm gonna be doing. So to draw this kind of beast demon, I would do like a small square like this first, and then we need a neck side that is gonna connect with a kind of big body as well, like that. Okay. In some of the comics, he is represented, in some of the illustrations, he is represented by having this kind of goat legs, like Satan, like demon legs. And in other ones, it's his more kind of a human body, but with dysmorphia. Dysmorphia is when you have very small legs or very big arms or very small head, like different types of the body that you normally wouldn't have or wouldn't see like this. So I think you see I'm kind of sketching. This is how I would do a fan art of Hellboy, basically, in my style. So I will start kind of defining a shape, like a silhouette that I want him to be recognized for. Like, for example, I want to make him maybe with the arm like this, because the arm is gonna be big, like this, like a glove. Okay, very particular arm. When you are drawing sometimes characters, remember to check yourself as a reference. You can take a picture of yourself, look at the mirror, or you simply just look at your body. Like, for example, the arm is gonna be a right hand arm, so we see like this how the fist will go, and we will have something like this, and then the rest of the fingers there. If I remember correct, he has only 4 fingers in the hand. It's not like a normal human hand. And then he has these kind of circles around. So I'm kind of trying to do some basic lines to define what is gonna be my character, like this. As we go closer to the body, closer to the main body, okay, you need to start reducing the size of the arm to go into a normal size person, because I mean, he's very big, like not like a Hulk, but he's very big guy. He's almost 3 meters big. You see him, for example, in the movie very clearly that he's towering over the rest of the characters, and that is very nice. But you see, at the same time, I'm trying to do here the coat, large coat like this, something like that. As we said, he has 2 cut horns there. We're going to be defining. Something very particular about him as well is that he has a very squared face. So we're kind of trying to do this kind of squarey shapes to define. And not always, but especially in the movies, they portray him with this kind of Japanese hairdo, like having like this, with a little bit of the samurai hair like that. We don't need to do it, but something like this can be interesting. And something very, very important about him as well is that the chin is very big. So he has this kind of big chin with a little bit of, no beard, but it's just a little bit of hair and a little bit of hair on the side as well. This is his kind of, when you create a character, the character has like some sort of personality, and this guy is looking like very badass, very rough, very fighter, very, very strong, very, you know, vigilante. He's like a vigilante. He's not a superhero, because he ends up destroying everything. He ends up, you know, not caring about anyone, basically. He's not like a Captain America, and it's about the duty and the thing. It's more about the fight. He just wants to fight. Like I would say, like let's say like a mini Hulk, let's say he is. So this kind of goat design that we are trying to do in this case, it's like it's gonna be like the trousers here, like the ropes with the goat. If you have seen, for example, Hercules or Narnia, the satyrs, they have this kind of legs like this, and then we will go like this. Okay, it's looking a little bit weird like this. It's looking a little bit too short of legs. So probably I'm gonna go for, you see, when you draw, don't be afraid of what is gonna end up looking the drawing. When you are drawing something like this, to how to draw or how to figure out this thing, try to find what best suits the drawing. For example, here, I want to make the legs, that the legs are short, because he has this kind of dysmorphia with short legs, but at the same time, I don't want to make it too short, okay? So I'm gonna go for this kind of position, like he's standing there. He's standing on top of something like this. Typical, this is one of those typical poses that he has. Normally the fist is down, because he's not kind of this person that he will show the fist. The fist in this demoniac character is a key to, let's say, a concept of underworld, a concept of hell that he can put. There's like a doorway, access to this that the enemy always wants, and he can put the fist to put it inside and unlock the access to this other realm. And as well, when he transforms, he has a transformation that the horns, it becomes massive like this, like proper demon, and it is very cool. I recommend you watch the movies. That is gonna be the easier way of knowing this character. And if you are into comics and you like to read, the comics are very nice as well. This is American comics. So it's looking interesting, as I said. like this. The artwork of Mike Mignola is as well very interesting, very like the character it's a mix. You don't see him defined. There's a lot of black area, a lot of color area separated. No many details. It is more like intuitive design that he will kind of do some lines like this, like that, and you have the arm. And yeah, it's a very interesting type of drawing, so I recommend you, if you can have a look to the artwork, it can be very interesting, and you can even try to emulate it or to copy a little bit to learn how he does the things. We're gonna do this trench coat like this at the back. He's coming toward us, like walking. His path like this. Okay, and I wanna do probably that he has the gun, the signature gun, that he has one of these massive guns like this. And the other arm, as I said, the other arm is normal, like human normal arm. It's gone. It's like this. And obviously we need a tail. So the tail like this. Okay. So I think we kind of have the initial design of our Hellboy. Now I think I'm gonna jump into adding a little bit of line work here. So if we do a little bit now of line work, okay, I'm gonna be using Unipin, now 0.2, I fancy today 0.2, so we can feel some of the areas that I fancy having a little bit more dark. As I said, I don't wanna copy the character, I don't wanna copy the style, I'm gonna do my own Hellboy. Obviously I have in mind references from Mike Mignola and a little bit of half this style, but basically if you have been following along, more or less you should have something like this, or similar. It doesn't need to be exactly the same, but if you have been following kind of the lines that we've been doing, the everything kind of slowly. This is, as you can see, this is not a video, let's do a square, let's do a triangle. This is a little bit more no advanced, I will say experimental, because the type of design that we are doing is very cartoon, in the sense of the proportions are very crazy. So let's do, I always like to start by the face, so let's do, I love to do this type of teeth like this, like a manga. Okay, so this time we don't want to do, I don't want to do clear lines for the whole thing, okay? I'm gonna do clear lines to define what the face, what I want the face to be looking like this. Okay. In most of the drawings by Mike Mignola, he puts the eyes in darkness, okay? Because all the drawing is kind of claroscuro design, but I don't want to do that because to have like a nice shot on that and look and to have like a result that is looking very nice, you have to have a constant painting around, or a constant line work around the drawing, that it looks the same, so it's defined. So I'm gonna go more for a demon look like this, with the eyes like the other way around. So we will paint it, and I want to do black spaces as well, not as many as he does, but kind of to try to look for this style a little bit, okay? Something like this. As you see, I'm expanding a little bit with the blacks here, the up and down. Yeah, looking interesting like this. he's strong, so we need to do, if you define first what you want to be the code, it will be very easy later to work with the other shapes. As I said, don't be afraid of doing a mistake or doing something that you didn't expect. I'm doing line work on top of the red color that we just done, okay? And then I want to feel a little bit like this, like with darks, okay? So the other side is gonna be here. In this case, I want to put it at the back. The coat is gonna be going at the back, because we have the tail and everything, and we have the leg here as well, okay? So I said I'm kind of try to do this kind of mix between my style of legs as well and this kind of Hellboy. It's coming a little bit towards us, walking slowly. Now we want to do some sort of belt here, so he can put the bullets and everything. Something like this will do, okay? It doesn't need to be Hellboy exactly, it doesn't need to be something in particular. As well, he has this kind of moss calls, very weird type of moss calls as well. We want to do okay. I'm gonna make more because this is comic, this is cartoon. We want to make him very strong and very weird looking. Okay, looking nice. This is looking very nice. We want to cut. I'm gonna cut here at the back on the coat. The tail, like a rat's tail. We will paint it in red in a bit. Today I'm gonna be using color. Normally in Inktober I don't use color, but because we are doing this character like we did the other day with the ratty prompt, that I'm gonna put the ratty prompt here is the last one that I've done before this. It was very nice for me to add a little bit of color and break the routine of doing black and white Inktober, because the character was demanding, was asking me to draw a little bit of color. And with Hellboy, I could leave it in black, but as you see, with the red color, it gains a lot of information, and it is very interesting. So let's now do... The hand is kind of rocky, it has like a rocky aspect, like it is made of rock or some sort of a stone or something like that. It's kind of a mystical, legendary stone or something. So try to kind of make squares when you are drawing this, okay? So you're doing one, try to do this kind of breaking like circles, squares, like by pieces, like a Lego piece, you know, like this. Something like this. It creates the effect that you are having like a rock character like this. But we will emphasize it more, as you can see. We will emphasize it more a little bit now when we start adding a little bit of black like this, you see. We can do like this. Don't paint the whole thing. It's like you are shaking. Try to do like you are shaking with the hand. Don't force your hand. Just try to in a irregular way. Try to fill, let's say, maybe 80% of the space, 70% of the space within the lines. Don't go to touch the line, because then you will create like a black area, and we don't want a black area. We want to create this kind of around, colors around. I like to, line work around like this, okay? Because first of all, we are doing this, we need a little bit of space more here. We are doing this to kind of pay homage to Mike Mignola style with the darkness in the drawing, and at the same time, when you check the references for Hellboy or the movie or the comics, you will see that Hellboy, when he is drawn or shown in more detail, there is like a pattern. there is like a pattern around, especially about around the arm, but there is a pattern on him on the skin, like engraving. Okay, it is more shown in the movies because they want to create their own Hellboy as well, not copy it. You see here we are already finished the fist. We are trying to do the arm, so I change a little bit the style of the type of filling. I do more lines here. Here is more like shaking, like doodling all over. Okay, the coat, I want to do the coat like this as well. Doesn't need to fill. The coat is a different material, so we can do longer and bigger lines like this. Okay. Now this triangle, this little triangle here that I'm doing, is the back, is the inside of the coat, so I fill it more. These two pieces are the inside of the coat as well, so you see, I fill it more to create a little bit of depth there, a little bit of another layer behind the legs. You see, all this triangle is inside the coat. This is already the top of the coat, that it goes at the back. This is the back of the coat as well. Okay. These are gonna be the trousers. So let's close with the trousers. I wanna make him without shoes, so he's gonna be like this, like a little bit of chicken or gargoyle or beast legs. Okay, looking nice so far. Something different that we are not used to see in the channel is cartoon, is caricature, is, let's say, how you will do a fan art of Hellboy, but in this case, in my style, a little bit kind of emulating a little bit Mike Mignola, but not doing the same kind of thing. Okay, so now here we continue with the coat. I want to do the arm. Now we're gonna do the gun here as well, pieces. This is more a human hand, as I said before, but you don't need to do many details, as you can see. Just with a couple of lines, kind of giving the intuition that, oh, this is a nice big gun. What type of gun is this? I don't know this. So that, only like that it will work. Only doing like that it will work. Okay. Just the arm here, a little bit thicker. Sorry. Okay, so what is going on here now? I have this nice really triangle shape here to define the cape, this coat, but here I don't have, so maybe I can extend this line a little bit more to make this kind of going at the back like this, but this is front. Okay, now let's keep doing the same style that we've done on the other side. Try to copy the same style. Okay, feel free to tell me in the comments what do you think about this type of drawing. As well, if you would like me to do more fan art, every now and then we can pick a character. You can write a character in the comment section. Like, it doesn't need to be comic, it can be anything, can be movie, your favorite movie, your favorite comic, your favorite book. I've drawn Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Phantom of the Opera. Remember as well, I have a Baby from Baby Driver from the movie. I love that movie. I have as well Era for Lord Olympus, and you will be wondering, where do you have all these characters? I can't see this in your channel. Your channel is basically Inktober and One Piece theories. At the bottom of the video in the show more sections, I'm gonna put my links to my social media and everything. I have there my Instagram. In my Instagram, basically I put everything that I'm drawing slowly I'm putting, because it's like a way of keeping everyone updated of the things I'm drawing. And you can see oh, at the moment he's doing this mini story, oh, at the moment he just watched this movie, or he just finished reading this book. I was reading Narnia a couple of months ago, the Narnia books. And yeah, I said I fancy doing one of the dwarfs from Narnia, and that led to a bigger project with a colleague from Instagram that he put a challenge up, and from that drawing I kept amplifying the scope of that paper and done more and more drawings. So yeah, as you can see, I don't draw only One Piece or Inktober. Inktober, I try to have like a variety of things, okay? Have multiple things. Sometimes I talk about children's book illustration, I talk about Disney, I talk about character design, I'll talk about activities that you can do with your kids, with your friends, with your brothers and sisters, when you are having a party or something with other people. And yeah, as I said, don't be afraid of drawing on the paper. These kind of apps, I didn't like it at the end. I'm looking at them, I didn't like it at the end. But how I'm adding black around and having all this kind of texture, this kind of black texture to kind of give him a look. Give him something interesting, like a look there, something interesting. Here I'm doing the trousers, so I'm kind of trying to go horizontal now, trying to change the shape, change the line work, so it doesn't collide with this, it doesn't melt, it doesn't mix with the background much. Okay, I want darkness around him like this, but I don't want a full dark drawing that you don't understand what is going on, okay? Sometimes when you draw something like this, you can lose things, you can lose sight of what is going on. Try to separate what you're doing a little bit with different types of lines, straight, horizontal, different types like doodle, okay, as you can see. The gun, we want it shiny, so I don't want to paint it much, okay, and the tail as well. The tail, we don't want to lose it. We don't want to lose it in between all the lines, okay? So, I want to add a tiny bit of color here, okay? This bad guy looking, because he's not a bad guy. He looks like a bad guy, but he's not like a bad guy. He's red. We said he's red. In some of the comics, even in the movies, they call him Red as a code name. There is another guy looking, is fish inspired, like someone who can breathe underwater, is a fish looking as well. And he is most of it blue and green tones and gray tones. So that guy, code name is blue, and you have this guy that is red. And you see, I'm just basically using normal Stadler pencil that you can find in any shop, in any place that you go. Even in supermarket you have these brands that you can buy cheap. You don't need any kind of, I always say, you don't need any kind of super expensive type of pens or pencils to be able to draw what you like or to do some fan art. Yeah, I have this pack of colors ages at home. I never finish them, and when I finish them I buy another one because it's not that expensive, and you can get different brands, so there's all prices regarding for pens and pencils. And yeah, I recommend that if you want to do traditional as well, to have like different types of tips for the pens, that you can have some line work a little bit thinner, and when you want to fill bigger spaces, bigger gaps, you can have a thicker tip, okay, like this one is 0.2, and let's see, this one is thicker, another brand, Micron, is 0.4, is thicker tip. I have as well 0.8, 0.7 that I don't normally use because I work in very small, but this allows me to, you need to find your size as well for the pen. 0.2 I think it's ideal. 0.1 works very nice as well if you like to do details. 0.05 very interesting as well when you want to do something very delicate. But if you use a fine, very thin tip to fill gaps, you will eat it very quick and the pen will end up in the bin. We don't want to do that. Okay. As I said, today we are not going for the same type of drawing that we are used to. We are doing something different, something different today. I'm gonna want to add some basic colors like this, a little bit of brown, this brownish for the coat. I forgot to paint the tail. There. I don't wanna erase the drawing around, so you can see it is drawn traditional. We are doing here our own character. Is very interesting, very nice. Another type of brown to do here. This part here and this as well. Okay. I fancy adding a little bit of. I have this supracolor Carandash. I don't know exactly how it's pronounced, but yeah, want to do it a little bit darker, like this. The coat as well, because it's a little bit always more dark, grayish, more grayish, brownish, not only brown. The color like this, a little bit of shading on him. I need to do the teeth a little bit yellowish, and as you can see, I have this here, mix of everything, 0.1 Standler, that is Alpino there, Alpino down here, this other one was Carandash, a little bit of Faber-Castell as well, Standler again, this is a Standler pen, so I have this one, sometimes I use this one for Inktober, more dark colors. This is basically big evolution, that this is like £2 in the shop. I bought a pack of 12, Lira Aqua Brush Duo, Unipin. If you see, I don't marry to a specific brand or anything, I just, when you are drawing traditional, you need to have a lot of tools. It's not like when you are working on the computer, that in the computer you have maybe Photoshop or Clip Paint Studio or Procreate. You are using one product and you are working all your drawings with one. I work as well on digital, but when working something like this, when working in traditional, you need to be able to work. What do you need? Now I need this that is a little bit more soft. It's gonna give me a little bit more of grain, a little bit more of dust on the paper, like this. You need to adapt and have different tools, different materials, okay? And as well, you need to find your own style. You need to find your own style. You see, this grain is not the same grain that we have here, or we have here. Different of the brand, different type of material. Standler, this is a grayish, brownish color. You see how when I draw, I'm painting here, it's giving me a little bit more dry sense of tone here, okay? So I think I kind of have what I wanted, but now, as I said, I have the Lira Aqua Brush Duo here that I'm gonna be using. It's a nice sticker of one of my digital drawings here. Lira Aqua Brush Duo now to do some final touches, I will say. This is a little bit of shading inside. You see how I'm giving kind of a darker tone there. I wanna kind of create this pastiche of color. This is wetting the paper because this is a water-based pen as well. So painting the coat to have a little bit more of darkness, that this will dry later on. This will dry a little bit and it will give me a nice tone. This as well, painting irregular, a little bit here, a little bit there, to create a little bit of volume. in the hand like this. The chest already we done. I'm doing, if you see, a little bit here in one side to create the volume, and then a little bit here as well to create the volume in this one as well. You see, only in this side, a little bit on this, leaving in the middle a little bit of shine there. The tail we want it darker. We want it to do darker in general like this. Feet is down, we want it darker as well. But looking very interesting, the drawing, something different, dark. Normally, Mike Mignola will use dark tones, you know, blacks, purples, browns, blues, everything very kind of Halloweeny, very moody, very poison looking, very dangerous looking, that if you touch it, it's gonna be poison or something like that. He likes to do a pose and make Hellboy on top of something like a triangle shaped city or cemetery, or on top of monsters, let's say, as well. I think this is looking very nice. And for final touch, okay, because how we have been working by layers, like you will do in Photoshop, we've been done sketch first, line work after, color after, and then a little bit more of pen to do a little bit of shading on top. What happens is that you lose a little bit of the drawing because there's too many layers on top. And then what we need to do is come back to our pen, the pen of your choice that you have, and kind of do a little bit of line on top of the ones that you want to make pop a little bit. Like this, you see? And now we have a little bit more clear. Careful when working in traditional and doing things like this, because the use of pens, and depend of different types of pens, or afterwards using something like this that is kind of thin and sharp, like a knife, for the paper, if you press too much, you could break the paper and have a hole there, okay? It happens to me, it happens to everyone, be very careful. If you are, this is a normal paper, probably around 150 grams. That is okay, it is not the best paper, it is just a sketchbook I had around home and I wanted to use. You don't need to always work with the best materials, as I always say, but you're gonna be working with pens, like with watercolor, like aquarella type of pencils or pens. And remember to maybe buy a little bit more thick paper, maybe 200, 250, because that's gonna give you the consistency that you need. So when you are drawing, the paper is thick enough and has a little bit of texture that is gonna absorb the color, it's gonna absorb the water or the alcohol in the marker, in the pen, and is gonna avoid the breaking of the paper. Okay, that's some tips about traditional drawing. So yeah, as I said, feel free to mention in the comments what do you think about this drawing. If you have been drawing along with me today, just mention in the comments how did you feel, how happy are you with the result, how it is looking, or yeah, and let's talk about the designs. Let's create a little bit of community here and everything. Feel free as well to, if there is something that you like, there is a comic, a story, a movie, a book that you like, and you would like to see that character or one of your own characters, or one of your description that you have an idea for a character made real here in the channel, just drop your message in the comment section. Let's talk about it, and as soon as I can fit it, let's say, in this schedule of One Piece, Inktober, and different things, and portfolio and sketchbook tours that I'm doing, I will draw it. Okay, I'm happy to have suggestions and ideas to draw. Okay, this is looking very nice. I'm gonna leave here on top of the video a link to the other Inktovers. I will put them as well in the show more section, so you can have a look and you can pick which one you fancy watching today, or you can listen it as a podcast as well. You can be working out or doing some work on the computer or drawing while listening some tips and some things about Inktober, about different topics. Or if you are a fan of One Piece, I'm gonna put here one of my playlists for One Piece, and you can listen some nice theories about why this character may be doing this in the story, or maybe is doing the other thing, and things like this. As you can see today, we went for a different style within the cartoon, within the comic, within the caricature. We went for a more dark style, trying to pay homage and respect the fantastic work of Mike Mignola and the Hellboy story. And yeah, there is a new Hellboy movie coming out soon that I can't wait to see. They changed the design a little bit. They made Hellboy a little bit more bulky, I think. He's bigger, he looks stronger, and yeah, this kind of more humanized character, maybe in this one, is more demon-like, I think, for what I've seen online. And it's interesting. These kind of movies, like Hellboy and Ghost Rider, things like this, that are dark and more like from hell, I love it. I always loved it. So, I think I'm done. I don't want to do more, because we've done this kind of silhouette-y, with dark tones design for today, something different that we are not used to see in the channel. Okay, but it is very interesting. I think I like it. I'm working next to the window recording. I'm not in my usual place, so maybe the quality is a little bit different, but you can see all the details, how we've been working, and here as well, with a bit of beard here that he has, the darkness around him like this. Okay, very nice. I think this is all for today. Okay, so I'm gonna sign. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23. You can say it as you want, and this is the Mandragon's Cave. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, with your nakamas, with your family, with other comic aficionados or people who is trying to learn how to draw. This drawing was a little bit more complicated today, a little bit more lines and shadows and everything, but I have some ideas as well to do some easy how-to, like squares and triangles, how to do human bodies and basic things, so you can learn as well more. But for today, I think we are done. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.